Okay, next topic, mole calculations. This is something lots of students really don't enjoy. They think they're scared of them and they leave them blank on the papers. But actually they're really simple calculations. So we have the triangle that we're really familiar with, hopefully. Mass divided by moles equals molar mass, and obviously we can rearrange. Now, examiner's tip here, they will not give you any marks if you write out just the mole triangle for method. They want you to write out moles equals mass divided by molar mass, or whichever version you need, okay? So you have to write it out in this form to get the credit for using the right equation. Right, let's go through an example now. So, what mass of magnesium oxide is formed when 60 grams of magnesium is burnt in air? Now, remember you have access to a periodic table in your exam that provides every single paper. But I've just written out the two elements we want. Group 2 element magnesium and group 6 element oxygen. Now, I've not given you an equation here, so we need to work that out. So we know we've got the metal magnesium reacting with oxygen. We've got metal plus oxygen can make a metal oxide, so we've got MgO. Now, magnesium in a compound has a 2 plus oxidation number, oxygen's -2, so that's so stable, so we don't need to put any extra magnesium oxygen in there. Now, if I have a quick look, I've got one magnesium this side, one magnesium that side, that's fine. Oxygen, I've got 2 here, only 1 here. So I need to balance that. Oxygen now balanced, I'm going to correct for the magnesium now. I now have a balanced equation to work with. Now, when I look at these equations and these types of questions, I want to know, what do I know already? So I've got my equation. I know the ratio in which they react. Now, these big numbers here tell me the proportion of the react. That if I had 2 moles of magnesium, it would react with 1 mole of oxygen to make 2 moles of magnesium oxide. So that's really useful information to know. That will become apparent later. So I'm going to just jot down those ratios. I also know the molar masses, because I can get that off the periodic table. So the molar mass of magnesium, so use the mass number, is 24. Oxygen is O2, so 16 plus 16, that equals 32. And then magnesium oxide, I've got 24, I've got 1 magnesium plus the 1 oxygen, and that equals 40. So I've got my molar masses. Now I'm told a mass in this question. I've got 60 grams of magnesium, so I can write that down. And it wants me to work out what mass of magnesium oxide I am going to make. So that's kind of our target here. Now, if I want to work out mass, if I look back at a triangle, I need to do moles and molar mass. I've got the molar mass, but I don't have the moles. Not yet anyway. Now, if I look at the other information I've got, I know the molar mass and the mass of magnesium, so I can work out how many moles I have of that one. And because I know the ratio in which they react, I can use that mole information for the magnesium to tell me how many moles I have of magnesium oxide. So, moles equals mass divided by molar mass. So in this case, that's going to be 60 divided by 24, and that equals 2.5 moles. Hopefully that's all straightforward. Now, if I look at these ratios, I said earlier, if I had 2 moles of magnesium, I would make 2 moles of magnesium oxide. They react the same ratio. So if I've got 2.5 moles of magnesium, I'm going to have 2.5 moles of magnesium oxide. They have a 1 to 1 ratio, 2 to 2, 1 to 1, effectively the same. So I now know moles and the molar mass. Mass equals, go back to my triangle, moles times molar mass. So that's going to be 40 times 2.5, and that equals 100 grams. So I'm just going to write down here, because I haven't done it already, mass equals mole times molar mass, just to make sure that if I typed the wrong number in the calculator or did a miscalculation, I would get that method mark. So I've got the answers they want, but just to be the completest, we can also check out the oxygen here. Oxygen reacts in different proportions. If I had 2 moles of magnesium, I only have 1 mole of oxygen. 2 to 1 ratio. So if I've got 2.5 of that one, I'm going to divide by 2, because it's a 2 to 1 ratio, and I've got 1.25 moles of oxygen. And if I look at the mass again, that's going to be 32 times 1.25, and that equals 40 grams. Now you might notice here the mass of our reactant, 60 plus 40, equals the mass of our product. So we've got conservation of mass here shown beautifully. Right, that is one way of doing mole calculations.